control at T-minus 10 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting. The chase plane pilots have been ordered to start their engines, and other airports in the area have been informed that the radio frequency used by the chase planes will be active through launch and asked to keep that channel clear of other traffic. The NASA test conductor has asked safety and security to verify that all non-essential personnel have cleared the launch danger area and has been assured that the closeout crews have cleared the roadblocks. The purge of fuel cells used to generate electricity on board the orbiter has been completed. The booster test conductor has started the flow of gaseous nitrogen purge of the aft skirts of the solid rocket boosters. This flow of inert gas ensures that no explosive or flammable gases can accumulate in the bottom of the solid motors prior to ignition. The countdown clock just about 35 seconds away from the final 10-minute build-in hold in our count. The flight crew has closed the vent valve on the crew cabin, and cabin pressure has been verified. The comparison of the prime computer with the onboard computer has been completed, and that is satisfactory. All aero surfaces and actuators on the orbiter are presently in the proper configuration for the auxiliary power unit to start and hydraulic pressure to be applied. 5 seconds away from our hold. T-minus 9 minutes and holding. This is a 10-minute build-in hold. The STS-6 mission is a mission of many firsts. It's the first flight of the Space Shuttle Orbiter Challenger, the first flight of the lightweight external tank, which carries the liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen for the main engines on the orbiter. Altogether, the weight savings are significant, increasing the cargo carrying capability. 20,000 pounds altogether has been saved compared with the last launch of the Columbia orbiter. This is also the first use of the higher thrust main engines on the orbiter. They will be operating at 104% rather than 100% of rated thrust. Another first scheduled for this flight will be the exiting of the crew compartment by mission specialists Dr. Story Musgrave and Donald Peterson to spend 3.5 hours moving about the cargo bay in the cold vacuum of space. At this time, Launch Director Al O'Hara speaking to the launch crew. Countdown. Looking for a liftoff on time of STS-6, the 6th flight of the Space Shuttle, and the first flight of the Orbiter Challenger at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The countdown clock about 5 seconds away from picking up the count. We are holding the clock at the T-minus 9 minute point while we check on the booster system. The NASA test director is in the process of checking with the booster test conductor to determine whether or not there is a problem. Okay, we have gotten to go to pick up the clock, and we will pick up in 10 seconds at the T-minus 9 minute point. Approximately 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, T-minus 9 minutes and counting. The launch events are now being controlled by the ground launch sequencer from now up to T-minus 25 seconds when they switch to the onboard redundant set launch sequencer. The ground launch sequencer is part of the processing system and operates by relaying commands to the orbiter's onboard computers, which then report back to the launch processing system when the commands have been executed. The primary job of the computers is to check that all of the launch commit criteria, such as propellant loads, temperatures, pressures, and other measurements, are proper. The launch and recovery director has ordered the chase planes to take off. Coming up on the 8-minute point in the countdown. T-minus 8 minutes and counting. Everything proceeding smoothly towards an on-time liftoff at 1:30. The liquid oxygen fill and drain valve in the external tank has been closed and topping of the tank completed. Liquid oxygen drain back has been started. This means that liquid oxygen is flowing through the main propulsion system and back to the large storage tank to cool the system down slowly to 270 degrees below zero, so they'll not be shocked by the torrent of super cold fluid. T-minus 7 minutes, 27 seconds and counting. At the T-minus 7-minute point, the crew access arm will retract and is in the process of retracting right now. This is the walkway used by the astronauts to get from the service structure to the orbiter. If an emergency should arise, that tower can be put back in position